Ruth, 1100 BC. Ruth 1. Naomi loses her husband and sons. In the days of the judges, there was a famine in the land, and a man from Bethlehem in Judah named Elimelech, his wife Naomi, and their sons Mahlon and Chilion came to live in Moab. Elimelech died, and the two sons married Moabite women, Oprah and Ruth. After living there for 10 years, the two sons died. The famine was over, so Naomi and her daughters-in-law returned to Bethlehem. Naomi told the two daughters-in-law to go back and find new husbands. Ruth would not leave Naomi, but Oprah did go back. When they got to Bethlehem, Naomi told her friends that the Lord had made her life bitter because she lost her husband and son-in-law. Ruth 2, Ruth meets Boaz in the grain field. Naomi had a relative from the clan of Elimelech named Boaz. Ruth told Naomi that she would go out to the fields and pick up the barley left behind by the harvesters. The field she selected happened to be owned by Boaz. When Boaz saw her in the field, he befriended her and offered her water from the jars the men had filled, and he told the men not to bother her and to leave some extra barley for her to pick. He was very generous in terms of helping the poor. Ruth thrashed the barley and brought it back home to Naomi. Ruth told her that Boaz said she could come back and glean the fields behind the harvesters until they completed the harvest. Naomi was well pleased and asked the Lord to bless Boaz. So Ruth continued to glean the fields until the harvest was complete. Ruth 3, Ruth and Boaz at the threshing floor. Naomi told Ruth that she needed to find a home where she would be well provided for. She told Ruth that Boaz would be winnowing barley on the threshing floor, and when he goes to sleep, she should put on her best clothes and perfume, uncover his feet, and lay down at his feet. She did what Naomi said, and when Boaz awoke, he asked who she was. She told him that she was his servant Ruth and to spread his cover over her since he was a guardian redeemer of our family, a legal term for one who must redeem a relative in serious difficulty. Boaz told her that he was honored for her kindness that she did not go for a younger man. Boaz said that another is more closely related to the family, but if they do not agree to redeem her, he would. She got up early so no one would know that she was there, and Boaz gave her a bundle of barley to take home. Ruth 4, Boaz marries Ruth. Boaz went to the town gate, and when the Guardian Redeemer came by, he asked him to sit with him. He also requested 10 elders of the town to sit with them. He told them Naomi was selling Elimelech's property, and the Guardian Redeemer said he would purchase the land. Boaz told him that Ruth came along with the deal. The Guardian Redeemer backed out because he thought it might endanger his estate. So Boaz said they were all witnesses that he would purchase all of Elimelech's land and take Ruth as his wife. The witnesses blessed Boaz and prayed that the Lord would make Ruth and Naomi like Rachel and Leah, who built up the family of Israel, and make him have an excellent standing in Ephrathah and Bethlehem, and through his offspring from Ruth, make his family be like that of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah. Ruth conceived and had a son they named Obed. Naomi gains a son. Ruth told Naomi that the child would be her guardian redeemer, and she prayed that he would be famous throughout Israel. Naomi took the child and cared for him. The genealogy of David. Obed was the father of Jesse, the father of David. So David's genealogy was from Perez's family line. Perez was the father of Hezron, who begot Ram, who begot Amminadab, who begot Nahshon, who begot Salmon, who begot Boaz, who begot Obed, who begot Jesse, who begot David. Summary: Jewish tradition claims that the prophet Samuel authored the book of Ruth. Ruth was a righteous Moabite woman who lived during the rule of the judges. In those days there was a famine in Bethlehem, and a man named Elimelech took his wife Naomi and their two sons to Moab, where crops were more plentiful. Later, Elimelech died, and the sons married Moabite women Ruth and Orpah. Later, the sons died. Naomi decided to move back to Bethlehem, and she told Orpah and Ruth to go back to their families in Moab so they would find new husbands. Orpah returned to her family, but Ruth would not leave Naomi. They both went on to Bethlehem and remained extremely poor. Ruth went to farmers' fields to gather any remaining barley left behind by the harvesters. She was in the field owned by Boaz, a wealthy landowner and a relative of Elimelech. Boaz befriended her and told her to always get her grain from his field, and he told his harvesters to always leave grain for her to glean. Later, Naomi wanted Ruth to have a home and a family to care for her, so she told Ruth to go to Boaz, who was a guardian redeemer of our family, and while he was sleeping on the threshing floor, to lay at his feet. This was a standard way of proposing marriage in that day. When Boaz awoke, he told Ruth that he was honored by her offer for marriage, but there was another guardian redeemer in the family that was a closer relative, and that he would ask him first. Boaz met with the relative, and in front of a group of elders, he told him that Naomi was selling some of Elimelech's land, but Ruth would be part of the bargain. The relative refused because he thought it would endanger his own estate. So Boaz agreed that he would buy the land and take Ruth as his wife. With the witnesses gathered around, they exchanged sandals, which was a proof of agreement in those days. God blessed Ruth, and she and Boaz had a son named Obed. He became the father of Jesse, who was the father of King David. Through the story of Ruth and Naomi, God is showing us that by loving and caring for others and living a righteous life, we will receive his blessings. We are now ready to go on to the next book of the Old Testament, 1 Samuel. We have started uploading the videos covering each book of the Bible and plan to add a book every month. As of this writing, the books of Genesis through Ruth are on the channel, including a short 4-minute introduction to the Bible. Please don't forget to click on the like and subscribe buttons below the screen to help us witness to others. You can also leave a comment if you like. We answer all comments. If you would like to send this video to friends or family members, please use the share button below. Then click on the next video icon to continue the journey through the Bible. You can also click on the channel icon to see all the videos available. Thank you for watching this video. May God richly bless you and your family.